life, I had watched him sailing out to sea only once, and then in a thing so woeful that it sank before he reached the Medway. That, too, had been Mr. Goodfellow's doing. That had been the start of it. When we reached the timber wharfs at the foot of the bridge, I could feel the Thames close at hand. Foghorns hooted and moaned, and there came the thumping of a steamboat as it thrashed its way along the river. But I couldn't smell the water. The stench of the fog hid even that. We paid our toll and started over the bridge. Father walked at the very edge, his sleeves smearing the soot that had fallen on the rail. Horses and carriages appeared before us, and a cabriolet came rattling up from behind. I had to dodge around people and step nimbly from a curricle's path, but my father walked straight ahead with a mind only for the river below us. Ladies on the benches drew in their feet as he passed. One snatched up a little white dog. A man shouted, "Watch where you're walking!" But father just brushed by them all. I imagined that he could somehow see the water and all the life upon it. Sounds that drifted up to me as mere groans and puzzling splashes must, to him, have been visions of boatsmen and bargemen, of oars and sails at work. His head rose, his shoulders straightened for a moment. I had no wish to know his world, though I had been born by the banks of the Thames, where the river met the sea. We'd left the village before I was 2, at the wishes of my mother. The river had taken her father, and the sea had taken her brothers, and ever since my sister's death, she taught me to fear them both. I often thought, when I saw the Thames swirling by, that one or the other was waiting to take me too. It was a disappointment for my father that I had no interest in the ways of sailors. To see him now as a grey shape in the fog made me think how far apart we'd drifted. He believed that I had been badly coddled ever since my sister's death, and there may have been some truth in that. He wasn't proud of me, nor I of him. Behind the drayman's creaking cart we walked for miles. We crossed the Strand and Covent Garden with its crowded stalls, and threaded through a maze of narrow streets. As we started up Tottenham Court, the fog began to fade around us, until we came out into sunshine with still a mile to go. Behind us, it lay over the city like a yellow grout, and only the high dome of St. Paul's and its glittering cross stood in the brightness and blue. The day was nearly spent when we arrived at our new home, a wretched little place squeezed into a row of others. Miles away, in the heart of London, a chorus of bells rang the hour. The drayman tossed our things from his cart and hurried away, as though he dreaded the thought of the coming night's finding him so far from the city. My mother climbed down by herself and stood in silence by the street, herself a figure of the night. There wasn't a soul in sight, and no one came to greet us. I picked up a chest and carried it to the house, giving Mother a dirty look as I passed, for she did nothing to help. When I stepped through the door, a herd of cockroaches stampeded down the hall. I stood for a moment in disgusted surprise, then thundered after them with stomping boots. But Father, coming behind me, shouted, "Stop that, Tom! Those are God's creatures." "They're roaches," I said. "God's roaches, then." He was carrying a chair that was almost too big to fit through the door. All I could see of him was his face above it and his feet below. "How would you like it, Tom, if some great creature tried to squash you?" he said. "They're only trying to get away. They're trying to hide. Wouldn't you do the same thing?" "They're cockroaches," I said. "Doesn't matter." He took the chair into the tiny parlour, craning his neck to see the floor where he walked. "Find the lamps and get them lit. Light alone will drive them off." I watched the black things scurry away, pleased at least that they weren't rats. They filed into the dark dankness of our scullery, and my skin prickled at the sight and sound of the beetles. I knew that every night they would go roaming through the rooms, that I would find them thick as carpets when I rose before the sun. "I hate him," I said. "Who?"